I want to talk to you about it, about love. We throw the word around so much. We just don't seem to respect it for what it is. And sometimes don't seem to know how to use it in the way that it should be used for the blessings that there are. First of all, love is a noun, but the use of it is more like, oh, how can I say this to you? It's more like a verb, because a verb is an action thing. Love is not something you'd say. It's nice to say it, but love is something that you do. And you do it from the inner God inside of you. You don't have to do it. Nobody can force you to do it if you don't want to do it. But the joy that you get from giving a gift, the gift goes to the person that enjoys the gift, but there's some part of God inside of you that feels so much better because you gave the gift. Are you understanding what I'm saying? More than the name of something, love is the action itself. Jesus went about loving people. Yes, he did go about teaching. Yes, he is the Son of God. Yes, he is all those things we studied and found to be true. But what he did was he gave love. He taught love. He said that we would have to love each other. We should have a new opinion of each other and love each other. And we don't seem to give the credit to the people that do love us, and we sort of pass over it like it's a thing, a byword now. Love you. That's like hello. That's like goodbye. It doesn't personify what love really is. And this morning I want to give love to the people who need the love and the people who have earned the love. And I would like very much if you would be so kind as to be my usher personally. And would you go, please, and bring Shirley Williams in here, wherever she is. This lady knows about love. My life is better because of the love that she gives me. My life is better because she cares about me. If something is wrong with me, it seems that something is wrong with her. If something is needed and she has it, she does it for me. She's a medical person, and the little things that are attacking my body now, she fights them harder than I do. She doesn't want any profit from it. She just wants to give it to me. This is real love. This is just not something you go by and say, love. This is dedication to me. And I so want you to know that I love her like the daughter that has gone to be with the Father, that I love her in depth, that my husband loves her. We are the father and mother, and we are so happy to have this child right here. Because I want to. That's why I'm doing. You sit down right here if you want to sit down. This is This is one of the stables of this church. She sees to it that it operates. She's the grandmother to all the children in this building. They come to church to be with Grandma Buffy. They come to pick up their gifts. She brings a bag full of stuff, and she knows every child by name, and she gives them love. And the joy of her face, if you can ever see her giving it to the child and the child receiving it, the joy that's on her face gives you joy just watching it happen. It's the action of love. She wants everything to be the way God wanted it to be. And she takes it in. She had a terrible tooth situation, and she should have been somewhere resting, but she filled up the trunk of the back of her car with the things for the children. And in the pain, she kept saying to me, I had to come because they expect me. They expect me, and they'll be looking for me. And the children are getting something from the old school. Yes, they're getting a lot of intelligence from the modern things. But no, I said school, not old you. From the old thinking of loving and giving and being a part of the lives of the young people so that they can know not only from home but from outside that somebody really loves them and cares for them. She takes care of this church. I've never asked her for anything for this church that she said, no, we couldn't have it. She continues to try to raise the money to help us build the church. She does everything that she can for this church. She's here before I get here, and most of the time she's here after I'm gone. This lady understands love. She gives love all the time. I love you too. I love you too.
I'm going to get you for this.
That's what you can get me anytime you want to get me. Now we have two ladies here that are marvelous. Well, we have a lot of ladies that are marvelous, but these two ladies are marvelous. One of them is named Ruth, and the other one's named Erlene. Now, let me tell you their story. They are married and lovingly married to two different gentlemen. The gentleman, however, praise God, in a different church. But they feel that this is their church. So they go to church, two churches. They go in grace to their husbands to satisfy his need, to be with him for what he needs to have. And then they get through and come here. She comes here, she works. She's carrying boxes and packages. You see her doing that. This young lady here is recently married, and her husband has ties with another church, so she goes to church twice every Sunday. She goes to church for the man in her life, and when she gets through with that, she comes, and they both say, this is my church, and this is the church that I have support, which it definitely identifies that they love this church. They love their husbands, and they want to please them, and they love this church. They know about love. It's not something they say, it's something they do, and we're blessed because of it. I saw her on the street one day, and I said, oh, don't walk, we'll give you a ride. And she said, oh, no. She said, this is my ministry. I get on the bus, and I talk to the people on the bus, and I tell them about what we believe. She comes here, lives, where is it that you live?
Van Nuys.
In Van Nuys. She gets up every Sunday morning, and she comes. She has baskets that every man that sees her with it prays that she'll let them carry the basket because it's too heavy for them, so it's surely too heavy for her. And she sets up her table, and she has the children as the people who work for her. And she's made a deal with them that if they set up the table good, then they get to choose whatever it is that they want. And she works with it. She changes buses. She brings the stuff. She and Buffy split the price of the stuff. She's never asked for a dime for anything that she's done. And she's been doing it ever since she's been here, which for me is forever. She has a smile for you when you come. She takes those, I look at her, and the honor she gives each bar of candy just turns me on. It's got to be right. Absolutely, it's got to be right. It's got to be right, and it's got to look right, and it's got to be in order on the table. And then she packs all that stuff that's left back in the car, and back in the boxes, not a car, and goes back to where you catch the bus. And she rides the bus. So the whole day of Sunday is for her taking care of the needs of her church and the children of her church, and riding in a bus with 3 or 4 boxes and bags and things so that you can have some kind of a taste of something before you leave or when you arrive. She knows what love is. If you want to learn about loving and giving, this is one of the ladies that you should speak to. She's magnificent. I love you. I love you. I love you. I call her Airport Angel, and because she works for the airlines, and she is definitely an angel. She's out of town today, but she is so giving. She is so wonderful. Angela Seymour, she is so into this church. She is one of the financial pillars of this church. When everything else is gone and there is no money that we see and we're waiting on God to deliver, God mostly comes in the shape of Angela. Whatever it is that we need, she brings it, she gives it. If it's money, whatever it is, she takes all the classes. She's been taking classes here since I got here. 30 years ago, she just takes the classes. She wants to help. She comes to bring things. If you know her at all, she has given you something because she's a giver. Her love makes her want to give and be a part of everything in this church. She has comforted me in so many ways. In Africa, I went to sit out on the patio, and it began to hail, like really, like you hear about, like baseball sizes. I had never seen that. And the hail was coming down, and so I rushed inside, and my back was to the glass door, and I heard this screaming outside the door, and she says, long life, and it's the maid, and I wonder what is she screaming in my room for? And she says, and so I kind of drew away because I didn't quite know what she was up to. And she says, long life, because there was a peacock on the balcony, and the peacock raised up its wings and fluttered its wings up like this. And the lady said, that's long life. You're going to live a long time. You're going to live a long time. I told that story to Angela, and I fell down right here where I'm sitting now. And she came to see me in the hospital, and she wanted to use the restroom because she came from a long way away, and she ran through my room into the restroom. And when she came out, I looked at her, and on her back was the peacock, with his arms open. And it was as if the Lord was saying to me, don't worry about a thing, I got it covered, you see. And she kept saying, I kept looking at her because it took my breath away. And she said, what's the matter? She said, let me get the doctor. I said, don't want the doctor, just want to come and pray with me. And she kept looking at me like, what are we praying for now? Because she didn't realize that she had brought the same message to me that the lady in Africa on the patio had given to me. You're going to live a long time. I bless her. I thank her. If the church needs some money, all she has to do, I don't have to ask her. She just becomes aware that the church needs some money, and she'll say, I got something. Or if we have a rally to raise some money, she says, I'll sell another piece of property because we're going to have this. We're going to have this. And she is a loving person. And if you don't know her, you should get to know her. It'll be a blessing for you. I salute her wherever she is right now because she knows about love. Barbara Jones, when she signs, I call her peace because there's peace all around her. Whenever you get close to her, if you will be still, you will feel the peace that she's in, the peace that she exudes. She's a marvelous human, very shy. She's very shy. She just wants to live her life in peace. She doesn't want to be what she really is, a star. She wants to quietly, please sit down and be with me. When she gives her tithe, which she does all the time, when she gives it at the bottom of the envelope she writes, This is for our new church. This is for our new church. She does all that she can to see to it that some money is available to be used for our new church. She gives all the time. She comes in, she gets her lesson, she gets and she's so graceful. I'm sitting in that chair out there and she's not going to leave until she said goodbye to me. And somebody's coming up and she'll go back up against the wall and she'll wait and she'll wait and that person leaves and she get up and you see her coming and somebody else comes. She gets back up against the wall and she waits. So I start pushing people away. I start saying, would you excuse me, please, so that she can get there, because she's not going to leave without leaving me some love to say that she was here, that I should know that she loves the church and she knows about love. And I salute her for all that she has done, all that she is, and all that I know that she will be. Barbara Jones. I love you. I really love you. I love the joy that you give me, the peaceful atmosphere that is you. I love that very much. God bless you and keep you. If you ever need me, I'm yours.
You have witnesses.
God is my witness.
They heard you.
I don't care about them. It's you that I love.
Thank you.
Careful.
You.
God has sent a couple to us, to Franklin and I, and we're preparing the house. We're thinking about whether it's too much space now, more than we need. My daughter has gone on to be with the Father, and my son, not James, but my son through marriage is going. Yes, that's true. That's absolutely correct. You do run it up in here. He has got his own place now, and I spend most of my time upstairs. And it's ironic because the house that we have now, the house that we tore down to build this house, is exactly the size house we need now. and this one is too big, and we're discussing it. It's difficult because I take all the things down and I pack them in a box. And then I get up the next morning and I look at the box and I unpack the box and put the stuff back. I must have done that 10 times if I've done it once at all, because my husband built that house for me out of his love for me. And my daughter lived there. And I have such a feeling about it, but I don't need that much anymore. I don't need to have to go to work so much, and he has to go to work so much to pay the mortgages and things like that. And this is not a begging section. This is just information I'm giving you. And so we're thinking about moving. And I said one day, we don't have enough things that we can put aside or sell or something so that we won't have to take them to a smaller place. And in came Ken and Mike. And Ken is a cleanup addict. He has to fix everything. He'll take this. See, this is too much on here. This should be over here. And so one day, and he comes on a regular basis, and one day I said to him, how much do I owe you? You don't owe me nothing. I said, don't go off on me here. Well, I didn't ask for nothing. You're my spiritual leader, and you don't charge your spiritual leader for doing something for him. And he got very upset. He just got upset with me because I wanted to pay him for what he was giving out of the love of his heart. I don't know if he's here today or not, but I raised him up because he's fixed our house so that we had a flood in the house the last time it rained, which must have been 2 years ago or something like that. And he was not satisfied until he fixed it. He comes to help Shirley do the work. that she has to do. He is forever giving. Mike put forth our 30th day, our 30th anniversary. Many people said that they were going to help him. Nobody helped him, and he had to do it by himself. And he was there hanging drapes and fixing lights and fixing food and everything that needed to be done. And I asked him, could I pay him? And he said, no, this is my church. And my church is having this, and I'm working for my church. I give honor and blessings to him for being so gracious to love that he doesn't even belong to this church. And he comes every Sunday and makes coffee so that our visitors can have a cup of coffee to drink. He's not getting a dime for that. He's getting love. He's giving love. And I salute him for the love, and Ken for the love that they give to the church and the abilities that they give us to use so that we can be comfortable. I ask God to send me someone, and I've told you this before, someone to step in my place. I don't have a church like the average church. My church is fun. I think God is fun. I think laughing is good. I think music with a beat and clapping your hands are things that give you the joy of serving God. And I didn't want somebody who needed rituals and needed the things that they need. I wanted to know that when and if I decide to go be with the Father, that the love that I put in here will be nurtured, and the joy that we have, the fun of church that we have. There's no burdens that are put on you in this church. There's joy given you in this church because I know about love, and I give love. And I want you to know these ladies that have come to me satisfy me, and I know they satisfy God because he sent them. They work, they think, they pull things together, they do everything they can. This one here, would you stand up please, Miss Lady? This one here has success-itis, and she has figure-out-itis. And that's wonderful because I just want my relationship with God. I don't want to make I don't want to do any of that. She steps in to do what needs to be done. Her partner, who is in Africa at this time, also steps in to do the things that need to be done. She should be back next Sunday, I think it is. Yes. And they together combine and put up systems. They put out things that I never thought about putting out. I just wanted you to have a relationship with God. But they have frame and form, and they work on it. She works her job. She's not making a dime up in here. None of them are making any money because you don't give enough money to pay them. And I'm not working. I would have paid them as I paid the others before, but I'm not working now. These years that are left, I'm giving completely to God. But she works as if she was making $1 million a year. She thinks for the church. She's forever finding new ways to approach things. You heard the lady say that she lost weight because she went to a class. I never would think of going to a class to lose weight. Stop eating. But now listen, that's just me. That's just me. I lost that weight. I lost that weight because I stopped eating a family-sized bag of potato chips. I love potato chips. And I stopped doing all of those things that were wrong to do. And I hate to sweat, and I hate to walk. I want to ride. I want to ride from here to there and all of that. So I never had the incentive to offer this to anybody because I didn't want it, and I didn't want to give you something I didn't want. But she got together. She pulled the people together. She gives movies. She does all the things that she can do in order to be able for you to fraternize with each other and enjoy each other. I'm thankful to God for the teachers that are here. Leela, where are you? Leela, don't sit down. There, Leela's mother just made her transition, so on your way out, be sure to give her some prayer and some love. All of these teachers really want you to know God and the abilities of God. I will be proud to step aside and put these people into the positions that they deserve, because they have now come, they were in the books. Now they are into God. You can feel it. They're different people. They have a different understanding. I raise my cup to them. I raise my mind to them. I raise my thanks to them that God has sent them, that this church will be able to go on and get larger and better in the name and nature of Christ Jesus. I thank you. My husband taught at Fisk, is that the name of it? University. What, I didn't ask you that. What's the name of the university? Huh? Fisk, that's the university. He established a ad agency in Chicago. And at the time that he did that, there were no black ad agencies, especially none doing big business with Borden's Milk and the people of the city of Chicago who had things that they wanted to advertise. He was into politics for a while, until he found that they were not as clean as he wanted to be. And right in the middle of what could have been a marvelous thing for him, he was man enough to say, "This is not me," and to step aside. He wakes up every morning at 3:30 or 4 o'clock because he has an idea for this church. He has an idea of how to do this. He has an idea, and he has been gracious enough for 35 years to let me sing, because it's my heart to sing. He has allowed me to be, and has helped me to be on the road and to do the things that I had to do in order to reach the climax that I wanted to reach. And he has done all of that and still did the things. He's an artist. He's very modest, so most of you all don't know this about him. He's fun and he's joyous, and he is what God gave me to bring me the love that I needed, and what God gave me to be able to give in freedom the love that he needs, because I am woman designed by God, and he accepts that. And we're able to have this laughing, loving relationship, and to work together. And I take off my hat and all the rest of my things. And I raise them in the name of my husband. I want you to begin to love your church. Begin to love your church. Some days, wherever you work, invite somebody to come and have lunch with you and have church with you. Invite somebody to come to an affair here at the church with you. Let people know how happy you are to be a part of this ministry. We can fill this house up. And once we do, we'll be able to have our own. We'll be able to support ourselves. For an example, the teachers have to all teach in that room upstairs. They could have a room of their own, named their room, and so that they could all have classes going on all day, all evening, all times, and the monies from that would support us. We wouldn't have to borrow money to pay the house note. We wouldn't have to go without things, because there would be enough people to come and be interested in what we're doing. We need your support. We need you to want the church to grow. We need you to, if you love the church, What are you doing with the love? What is the action that you're using to show the love that you feel for the church? What is the action that comes? What are you thinking about? We could do this, we could do that. I'm open to your ideas, and so are the teachers open to your ideas, and so is my husband open to your ideas. We have so much talent. These ladies you heard sing up here today are Broadway material, and they've been nurtured here. And every time they do get something, they bring some of it to the church. I take my hat off to them. They have been here, they have sung. Karen doesn't make any money at all. The church, yes, okay. I know you agree with me, and I know you're the next generation and you're going to do better than these people. I understand that. She needs to be able to do the things that she wants to do musically. We have young men in here who sing. We have one young man in here that we went to see his play last week or 2 weeks ago, and he's ready for Broadway. He is doing all that he can do. The show that day was given, and the profits were given to the church. My point is, loving is something you do. It's not just something you say. We need for you to be the ambassadors to making the church the size it should be. You tell me that you love it. You tell me that your life has changed. Well, then let's see how your life has changed. Let us know that you love it because we can see your works being done. It's a marvelous thing that we have here. God has chosen us to do miraculous things, but we have to do them through God and through you. You have everything we need so that we can be everything God wants us to be. And I beseech you to step forward. If you have an idea, don't say, well, they never would do that. We might. If you have an idea, come forth with your idea. If you have a dream, come forth with your dream. If you have a desire for the church, come forth. Let us know that you have that. I'm loving Petey, who said, I want to do something for the church, and I've got some cloth, and I've got some, yes. And she brought them, and she brought a little box, and she said, God told me to give this, so I'm giving this. It's time to go to Chicago. She says, well, I'm not going to go to Chicago because I can put that money in church and we can pay some of our bills. Huh? You're not impressed with that? I'm impressed with that. I'm impressed with that. Every Sunday she comes, she's got a something. She's got an idea. She's got a thought. You have thoughts. You have ideas. Bring them forth. Let us do what is necessary to make this church as it should be, as wonderful as it deserves to be. There's too much talent going through here to let it waste. We should be my husband is a producer of movies. We should be making a movie about this. Kim was on The Voice, and Kim was the best singer on The Voice. So when they let it down, we could have said, step right over here, Kim, and we'll have a television show. Step right over here and we'll do this. We'll help you. We have young men who are wonderful singers here. Do something with them. This is talent, and talent is what is needed in this city more than any other city, and they're ready to go. And we should be doing something about it. I hope you'll hear me. I hope you'll do something about it, because God put us together to do this. I'm going to continue to do my part. And I hope you will, those of you who have not stepped up, get the courage to step up and say, I think this will work. Let me try it out. And let us work with you for what it is that you want to. Because love is a verb. The action is a verb. It's not something you say. It's something you do. And you know how to do it. And I want you to come forth and do it. And thank you for listening to this. And ushers, will you come? Question? Yes, dear. Well, I don't know about nothing for men, but what we do is gather together and learn how to give you the love, the women of this church. We get together and try to learn how to give you the love that you so righteously deserve, to do for you the things that wonderful men like you need to have their women doing. Never. But it would be all right if you gathered together the men. It would be all right if you gathered together the men and showed them how to be as loving to us as we're learning to be to you. I'm not sleeping on the terrace tonight. I don't care. No, I'm not. I'm getting. Thank you very much, sir. Father, we thank you. I hope they have heard me. I've done what you said I should do so they'll know what it is that I'm trying to do in your name. I appreciate so much you've given me this opportunity, that you've given me this love and these people who want to be with me and to help me do what you sent me to do. I'm so in love with this place, and I want to do more for it. And I want everybody to want to do more for it. And I put that in your hands. And I give thanks and praise that you will help us to do all that we need to do. And so it is. And amen.